Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, I hope you guys are as anxious as I am. I always get this weird, it's almost like, I don't know what you describe it as. I suppose it is obviously anxiety. I'm just like trying to adjust my microphone. I got a new desk, and I haven't actually figured out really where to orientate the microphone as of yet. I'm trying to stop it from spinning, but it wants to spin, which is not exactly ideal. Come on, stay still. You can do it. No, it's not playing ball. Let me try readjust. Okay, maybe that's okay. How you doing there, G-Man? Good to have you. Good to have you there, silly. Yeah, I need to figure out what I'm going to have as microphone. So I've got the laptop in front of me, but I've got a giant ass microphone in front of me as well, so I can't really see half the keyboard. Hopefully things will be okay. Just going to keep adjusting it as we go. Is the music a good volume? I might turn up a little bit more. Just a tad. About 2. There we go. Ah, that's good. Good to hear about that, G. That. Can't speak. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get this going. We'll know how the levels are compared to the sounds till we hear them. That's true. See, I do have the headset plugged in with a wired connection at the moment, which does in fact alter the audio volumes between when it's like wireless versus when it's actually wired, which is fun because I can't equalize them because they're different. the wireless headset for some reason isn't as loud when it's in wireless mode as it is when it's in wired, which I'm not too sure why. The game does sound a little bit quieter, so what I might do then is maybe turn this up ever so slightly. That sounds about right. Okay. So, Dadman did send an email. He apologised obviously for the long wait. He said something had come up and prevented him from actually doing any gaming. But he's back. So that's cool. I've got some time to play today. I've got some Japanese assess work I need to have finished for tomorrow night. But I'm about halfway-ish through that, so I can get that done. But I thought, you know what, it's been such a long time I want to get the turn done, so we're going to go ahead and play through it, see how it goes. All the hands are shaking. That's how you know it's real. Let me adjust this microphone. So, we do have our forces closing into Wake. If we end up in the position that I hope we end up in, we'll be 1 day out, so after this turn we'll be landing on Wake. So we'll have a few things to actually organise this turn, should everything go ahead nicely, that is. We do occupy Christmas Island IO, which is a good thing there. Needs to obviously take other islands in that area, but we can do that. We still see his ships there to the south of Talagi. He's been around that area for quite some time now. Unloading over here of Strong. We do have a number of assets moving towards this area. Naval Guard units of that ilk. I think we should have a bombardment guy in. I might go ahead and... oh, we are seeing task forces near Wake, which we were aware of. 2 task forces there. Okay, so I do have a DD that's moving across over here. We do also see a task force of Wake itself. Now, we are sending 2 free VP value destroyers in to potentially engage. Well, not to Wake itself, but just about 1 hex out from Wake. But they do have reaction orders. Well, reaction settings. So we'll see if they can engage. The idea being that we can maybe potentially hit some mine layers on their way in. APDs, which is interesting. We should be able to take out what's in that area. Kato Batai is going to be within about 3 hexes of Wake. That's an AKE. Hit but no explosion. That's pretty lucky for us. Hopefully that luck does hold out there. We did see what was reported as BBs and as what we believe to be BBs. I don't think the standards would have been able to approach without us knowing, because we did pick up on them about, oh god, I think it might have been a good 10 plus hexes out from Wake Island itself. A little scary there to see a submarine there. Luckily we didn't have to pay for that. I spoke too soon. Oh! Oh, yes. Finback really wants that. She definitely wants that. How are the audio levels? It sounds a little bit quiet to me, but that's probably not a bad thing. Now, what do we have here then? Is it the Type 95s? Okay, so these bad boys have no chance of actually hitting the Finback unless some act of God there. But that's fine. As far as I'm concerned with ASW, about a good 75% of ASW is just essentially having guns to make sure that the submarine doesn't actually rise to take shots with her guns. Depth charges are great. We do have the Type 2 depth charges, which I have to double check their depth. It depends on the depth that the actual submarines over here can dive to as well. But they're the most effective depth charges that we have. I'm not too sure if they'll be the most effective throughout the war, but they're definitely the most effective we have right now. We are seeing a lot of submarines over there. That's actually really quite wild. So as far as we're aware, as far as we are aware, I should say, that force had not been picked up on. So that seems to be really unfortunate for us, but actually fortunate in the way that we haven't thus far suffered. But we are aware that there are quite a lot of submarines over there on that path. So that's interesting. I mean, are they heading back, or are they heading out? And we do have our bombardment over here again. We do have the light cruisers. I did send the heavy cruisers and the DDs towards the Rabal area. Well, they're headed towards Truck at this moment in time, but they can be sent elsewhere then. Be nice to have some heavy hitters out in that area. Yeah, well there, as you say there, G-Man, that is indeed a plus. Yeah, so these light cruisers aren't exactly amazing. But it's firepower nonetheless, and it's firepower that we can keep up consistently, so that works for me. Nice just to have that capability to, of course, bombard, really. Now, I've told them to remain on station, I do believe, if I recall correctly. So they should, in theory, bombard in the daytime as well. Yeah, I'm not too sure if they gain experience from bombardments, actually. Potentially so, I'd have to double check and really see what it is. If they do, I can't imagine it be a lot, but I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Either way, we're getting what we want here. Okay. So we see a light amount of casualties being caused there, which is funny actually. We do have the spotter there. There should be two spotters. There's two that are running in the nighttime, two that are running in the daytime. Hey, didn't that Batman here? We've seen a couple task forces near Wake. We're not too sure what they actually are. I mean, we did see what we thought might have been mine-laying assets last turn. We had what was reported as a APD, which could be a mine-laying destroyer. I think the Allies, I think the USN has them, I can't recall what they're called. I think they do have mine-laying capable DDs or something of that sort of size. We had AKs potentially engaged by a number of, well, they were engaged, not potentially. They were engaged by a multitude of USN subs, but they didn't strike home lucky, which was nice. We do have our DDs that will be heading just south of Wake. They probably should be on station shortly. We do have the WITP. She was escorting RBB south, but we didn't need the second DD, so she's heading back towards linking up with the Kidabadai. But what she's actually going to be doing here as well is actually in this area. And it's not saying actually. But these submarines over here, of course, they can have their threat tolerance set. Well, their threat range. I forget what it is. Engagement range. I forget what the reaction range to 1. So the DD moving through here actually is going to trip a lot of our reaction. So ideally, that doesn't have them head this way. How you doing there, BGG? Good to have you, my man. Okay. Landing over here as well. The Dutch East Indies should be wholly secured within the next couple of days. I think we have about 5... might even be more than that. Actually, it's more than that. Might be 6 or 7 separate task forces that are moving men around in the Dutch East Indies to take bases. The sooner we can take all of them, the better, really. But if we can keep up this actual rate of conquest, well, rate of acquisition, it should be okay, actually. We'll see. Landing there, too. Really trying to prevent him from having any eyes and ears available in this area. He has been operating, I can't recall the name of the Dutch aircraft, I think it was, but I'm sure I've seen some Dutch aircraft flying around here. Or it might have been PBYs, but there's definitely something flying around this area. So we're going to try and find it and put an end to that. Okay. End of the 12-hour phase there, dividing crippled TFs, which there currently isn't any. Okay. Right, so make it through the night phase, which is usually the phase when things can get dirty. Doesn't mean that it's over as of yet, but so far so good. There we are, a couple landed there. We did have a sub-encounter there. Now, this is our DMS, so we do actually spot an APD. Now, we made the decision to send the DMS W4 in, the idea being just so she could try and clear any mines. She would also act as a sacrificial lamb to see if there's actually anything of danger here. But it looks like we have surprised the APD waters. We actually do land some hits there. The DMS W4 is still equipped with a 12cm gun, so she's actually causing quite a bit of damage there. It's been a while since we've actually had accurate, well, actually legitimately accurate fire. The APD Waters there's taken about 4 hits so far. She's returning fire, but she's taken quite a pounding thus far. Yeah, the DMS obviously will be destroyed by the CD guns, but we've got to try and detect minefields, try and clear as much as we can, really. I mean, this is it. It is a calculated sacrifice. We do have more DMSs move towards the area. It is done knowingly. And we do land another hit into the waters there. So they're now underway, but I mean, this is it. The waters there has taken about, what, 5 or so hits so far? 6 hits? Yeah, no wonder she took a lot of gunfire there. She was not actually underway at that point. Looks like a 7th hit there, deck penetration. Range increases to 14,000 yards. 17,000 yards. And task force breaks off there. Okay. So, apparently we land 8 hits into her. Heavy fires, heavy damage. Now, I do wonder what the APD Waters was actually doing here, but we have hit her. APDs are really they're quite worthwhile, actually. I had a DD survive 8-inch guns at Wake. Yeah, we'll see. She's sweeping mines. There we go, so she sweeps a couple of mines. We do see a task force just to the north of Wake there, APD. That is the Waters that we spotted there. So she's been reported hit by the B5N2 Kates there. So it's looking pretty good so far. We do have the, I think that's the WITP, which is just to the south still, actually. We should still have 2 other destroyers that'll be heading into that area. We'll see. But it's looking good so far. Looking good so far. Yeah, on the DMS, yeah. Waters there again, of course. Reported hit once again, but she's more than likely going to go down. We're not seeing anything really in the area, as of this moment, around Wake, which is an encouraging sign. I mean, in APD, it might have been transferring in supply. We didn't destroy any men aboard. There wasn't any men killed aboard, as far as we're aware. It would say if there was any men, I would imagine. So she might have been taking in supply there. She might have been taking equipment, but we didn't see anything about equipment. So more than likely supply, perhaps. But even so, we did... I think we've definitely done a number on her. I think she may have only just arrived. So hopefully we stopped her from doing too much. So we do have a couple of silos there damaged. But we do inflict 306 casualties. 1 squad destroyed there, 2 non-combatant destroyed there. I'm really waiting to see what happens here, whether he... I don't know if he's going to move here. Really do not know. One day he's going to eventually end up where he's aiming to be, surely. We do have Naval Guard units heading down here to Rabal, and ultimately they will be headed to Moresby. Now, I may have them land at Boona and march across, but I do have it in mind to have them land navally. Amphibiously, I should say. Which is more dangerous, but I think we can get away with it. I would like to establish control of these other islands in this area, however. But I think we could get away with that. We do have Cain's cards, whatever you call it, under close observation. So we are aware of assets over there. But the beauty is we do have a considerable number of zeros in this area. And we are going to be increasing the amount of zeros in this area as well, too, which is a good thing. So a few hits there. Actually hitting some of the units in there is not too bad either. So we have 2 airbase hits and 7 runway hits there, apparently. Hitting the runway over here at 1 cal. I think I forgot to cancel that order. It must not have gone through last turn due to weather. But we do have a unit marching towards 1 cal now. Yeah, okay. So we'll call that off there. Just damaging the airfield. Which is not great. Forgot to cancel that one. Oh well. Bombing over here again. Any naval action? Well, we did have a DMS engage a APD, and our DMS actually came out Definitely on top, which is quite nice. But that's been it for naval so far. If he puts good bombers on Port Moresby... The thing is, it's like, he can send... well, let's say he has the B-17s. We do have a lot of zeros in that area. He doesn't have that many B-17s, and it's a case of, is it really worth his while doing that? Because we can definitely take that and win. Okay. More silos hitting over here. 60 casualties caused. I think we should have the attack in Burma this turn as well. Number 55 there. There's a lot of men that have been disabled there. Yeah, there's a lot of subs near Wake. It has been really quite difficult. We've had one BB torpedoed, I think it was twice. And we've had a DD lost out there to sub. But the BB so far looks like she'll make it out of the area, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, sub's a difficult thing to manage, but we do have the means to deal with them as best we can. I'd hope that we have an airstrike out from Kitabatai. It'd be nice to see something. I just heard something sink there, I believe, so I think that might be the APD waters there, which would explain why we didn't have a strike as of yet. I think she's gone down. I'd be surprised if she didn't. We are reporting ships in the area as well. Hopefully... Oh, hello. They should actually be within range of the Kitabatai, so hopefully we can actually hit those. That'd be very nice. Come on, airstrikes. Fly an airstrike, please. It's been a long time since we've seen an airstrike from the Kitabatai, so I'd like to see one. Now, as far as I'm aware, Kitabatai hasn't been spotted, which is important. We do have all of the battleships in that area, barring the one that was damaged. Well, they should all be with Kitabatai as well, so we do have a pretty hefty surface contingent with her. Okay, bombing there. We are bombing Chengdu again. Still going fairly light on bombers. Obviously, I didn't intend for it to be that light. Seems that's going to be in difficulty of the weather in the area. Then we do have an attack over here today as well, if I recall. I'm just trying to hit his aircraft there. Yeah, so I've seen those task forces out there. It's interesting. They might actually be outside of the range of Kitabatai there. It looks like they're just outside of range. But if he doesn't know that Kitabatai is there, then that would be really good. You can see we are, of course, very close to Wake. But the ships, well, the task force right next to Wake are the DDs. Now, the DMS did sweep some mines, but it doesn't mean that the DMS has actually come out of it alive. She may have actually been... So we do have a patrol boat hit there by the O-20, which is a shame. Yeah, doesn't mean that the DMS-W4 hasn't come out of this without being hit. She might have been hit during that sweeping. Okay, on fire, heavy damage. She does go down there, which is a shame. Yeah, so DMS-W4, she does take a torpedo there. So she'd been hit by the actual coastal defenses here then. But still, she'd taken some of those mines. I mean, that's a problem, but we do have more DMSs. Being able to identify minefields and clear mines is still worthwhile. It's a shame, but we're going to have to deal with it. When we do land, we are very likely to take a lot of losses to mines, really, and to the subs in the area, but there's not much we can do about it. Just got to get the men aboard. Well, get the men ashore. Of course, we do have multiple waves, so we'll see what we can do about it. But that's 4 torpedoes used, so that's a torpedo that isn't going to hit something more viable. And she does go down there, which is a shame. Yes, there we go. So we're bombarding over here again at Erkkijuusto. So there we go, we know that works. So we'll do it every odd turn, but at least we can have 2 bombardments. We should have a more accurate bombardment during the daytime, one would hope at least. Just trying to really hit his supply, in all honesty. Obviously, this prevents him from building any fortifications, but he doesn't traditionally do that. He may have been doing it over here, but yeah, just trying to weaken him. Just trying to, like, eat away at his supply. Making it an untenable situation for him, really. I expected a little bit more accuracy, but we did get some more hits, so fair enough. Okay. And the 12-hour phase. So it looks like the Kitabatai's aircraft were outside range. Moving into the land phase. Yeah, and we do have an attack over here, so we're still seeing the 7th Armoured Brigade being the only unit in that area that actually has any effective AV. But they are going to be, without doubt, out of supply. They are well and truly cut off. They're either gonna... I think they're gonna remain in position. I think it's gonna take a couple of attacks before they do break down. It just depends. I doubt they're gonna surrender. If they did, that'd be really good. It's likely he will retreat to this hex or this hex. I forget which hex it is. I think it's this one we don't have actual zone control of. So he may retreat over here. We'll see. But I mean, he has been attacked by 2 divisions. There's also the TIE forces in here. We do have 2 tank regiments in here as well. And that's a lot of them. I mean, we do have that little bit of a brigade there. We do have that HQ support. The RFCon battalion obviously can't join in the attack, sadly. He's going to be done one way or another. And that is going to be quite the loss, though, when that does eventually occur. So 2-1 there, 647. So they do retreat, okay, towards Akyab. Okay, I didn't expect them to retreat this turn, but still. So they're retreating. I'm surprised they haven't surrendered, actually. Which way are they going to go? Because we should, in theory, have control of this area. Okay, so he's headed over here. I think I do have a unit that is heading to here, so it's this hex. Okay, we can manage that. So, yes, defenders are out of supply. We took 299 losses there. We destroyed 30 vehicles, 25 more have been disabled there. Yeah, 35 squads destroyed there. We're not seeing any squads disabled here, so I don't think he really has much in the way of AV left at all. Oh, it looks like something's remained behind. Yes, what happens is when something is just too buggered, it remains in position, which is kind of annoying. Do you think if it's that buggered, it should really surrender or be destroyed? But there we go. So, yeah, pretty good for us. 62 non-combatants destroyed there, 31 disabled, 3 engineers destroyed, 1 disabled, 16 guns destroyed, 4 disabled, 30 tanks there, or trucks, I'm going to say tanks, destroyed, 25 disabled. So that's a lot of his oomph gone there. We do have anti-tank guns that can be moving across over here as well. We do have the RTA moving across here too. So, we'll stop him. I do have a armoured regiment that has just about arrived in Berman, I believe. So we can have that sent up that way, quick sharp. Aye. We'll get him. It would have been nice had we been able to really trap them and force them to surrender, but it takes a long time to move in that area. We do have another bombardment over here at Kianko. We did see that he just moved about 2 off. Well, I think it was about 2 to 3 units out. Nothing major. But that's fine. It means we're going to continue to bombard. We are going to be attacking in a couple days, actually, when the reinforcements are probably about halfway there. And I think we could actually win that battle, perhaps. I don't know, I feel like I could probably win that. I feel like I could probably win it. I can't imagine a supply situation, but then again, he's so close to chunking, I can't imagine a supply situation is going to be as bad as it would be elsewhere in China. But I mean, this is not bad. It is soaking up supply on his account. Obviously, it soaks up supply for us, but it's not too bad. And we are still inflicting losses on him without taking really any ourselves, so that's quite nice. And it weakens him. Once those reinforcements arrive, then yeah, we'll be able to start pushing out. I do want to have forces push from the south to the north, which we are going to be doing, so we're just going to be taking this area first and foremost, and then moving in towards that area. Oh shit, we finally have movement over here. Okay. The game has finally bloody changed over here. The calculations have certainly changed now. Excellent day. So I do wonder how much is actually left over here. I think we will have a bombardment here as well. If that's the majority of his force, that's going to be there for a long ass time. But that means that we'll be able to seize the Chang soon then, depending on how many men actually remain in here. And that means we can actually start to roll the bombers off the airfield at Chang and start to pound this area properly, which is going to accelerate the actual loss of China, which is excellent. I didn't therefore. It's been a pretty decent turn so far. How you doing there, G-Man? What happened since the night? There we go, 405 casualties. What did happen since the night? We did have the DMS W4. She did get sunk. She was damaged by coastal gunfire, and then she took 2? No, I think she took 1 torpedo from a USN sub that did sink her, but she did reveal pretty valuable information. Well, she got rid of some mines there. Konnichiwa there to you too, Pistol. Good to see you, my friend. What indeed. Okay, looking good there. 10 squads destroyed. Yeah. 1790. We are at 2403 here at the moment. There should be another tank regiment to reinforce in the coming couple days. So that'll be quite good. And probably... I think we'd have a good chance of winning there. I feel like we'd have a chance to win at least. It depends really on the state of the Chinese forces. And we do have our bombardment. So, okay, so he's left a good number of cores over here, which is interesting. It does look... I think we saw the movement tick to indicate that they're still marching. So we'll see about that. They may be in combat mode, but I can't imagine it be long before they arrive wherever they're going to arrive, which apparently is here. But that's not too bad. At least when we actually do have the bombers fly tomorrow, there's less targets for them to actually hit. So that means that they should be able to focus the damage, which is quite nice. I wonder what their supply situation is. I can't imagine it being great. So we'll speed things up. 39 ally casualties there. Not a huge amount, but yeah. Okay, looks like he still has a majority of his men there. We are attacking once again over here to Sining. This one's going to be a difficult one to manage, because they are in the mountains, but we'll have to grind through them. His AV is decreasing there. 750 is actually really good, 286. Oh shit, we do capture Sining! And they surrender. The surrender of the 82nd. Oh wow, okay. I'll forget what I just said there. That is fantastic bloody news. So that is excellent. That is absolutely fantastic. So that frees up an entire division. And we do have another tank regiment which is now freed up, as well as another headquarters. That is really very good for us. That was actually a really good solid roll there. So we have 429 AV base and we got 750 there. That's fantastic news. How you doing there, BLeAcHACiD? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, really good. Really, really good there. That went really nicely. Quite happy about that. Casualties are actually really quite light there. Look at that. 12,965 casualties reported, 670 squads destroyed, 819 non-combatants destroyed, 44 engineers destroyed, 105 guns destroyed and removed from play. The 10th Division is now going to be freed up, the 23rd Tank Regiment will be freed up, and the 20th Army will soon be freed up as well. The North has well and truly been won. There's only one city really to the north that may have any sort of resistance, but we do have the, well, we have northern China in our hands there, gentlemen. But having another division freed up here is going to be really, really good for us in this area. Having more tanks is going to be good too. Excellent there. Absolutely brilliant. I did fear there might have been some resistance over here, but it looks like it's actually empty here, so that's good news. So we capture that base. It'd be nice if we could catch some aircraft on the ground, but I doubt it. We'll be taking this base too. We do have our forces heading north to the northern end of Java. We'll be able to take on Mandawan, I believe it is. And then we'll be able to have the entirety of Java under our hands. Apparently these other little, well, besides those other little islands. Oh, so there are actually some forces up here, but we do have 10 AV against a 0 AV there, so we should in theory be able to win that. And we do. So we have captured Sarong, and the Sarong detachment base force surrenders there, which is good news. Oh, we do actually... there we go. That's where he was flying from. So we do take out the Dornier 24K1, which is the Dutch aircraft I was thinking of earlier. And we do take out a PPY-5 Catalina, which is pretty damn good. That's worthwhile there. No losses on our side here. Maximum gain there. Very nice. Taking out the aircraft is definitely a bonus. Really nice there. Really quite happy about that. That airfield is expanded, which I probably should stop expanding. But then again, I'm still... Our Nadzam's expanded fortifications to size 1, which is fantastic news there. So that's going to solidify our control of that area yet further. So good turn. Really good turn. I mean, last turn was good. This turn is good. And, yeah, excellent. Definitely gained here today. I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. I do hope that you guys are too. Really good. It's a shame about the W4, but I mean, I knew there was a very, very high chance that she wouldn't survive anyway. But she cleared some mines, she took out an APD for the most part, and she soaked up some torpedoes that might have been meant for something else, so not bad. It's going to be rough when we do land at Wake, but at least we have it a little bit easier now. So I'm going to go ahead and save this here and then open it up once again. Very nice. So we are now on the 27th, which is actually, I think it's about 2 days after I kind of made a rough prediction of when we would land. Yeah, that was a good roll. No, I do agree there, BGG. We had attacked a couple times before. But yeah, I think their supply... Well, actually, no, I don't think it actually complained about supply there, did it? So I just think we had a very good roll. I mean, we had a base of, what, 420-ish or something of that nature? 420-ish to 450. Obviously, tanks of Doom... well, they're worth more than their listed AV on paper, which is very good. So let's take a look. I'm still looking forward to one of these two in 2021. Yeah, that'll be great. If I do get any keys, BLeAcHACiD, I'll be giving them away, of course. I mean, this is it if I do get any. It's not certain that I will, but if I do, then I can do. So I see some ships out this way, 2 ships over here. Apparently one of them being ACL. We do see a ship out here, which is interesting to see that out there. Right. Okay. Well, they're not where they should be. Oh, well, that's a shame. Okay, looks like we had a bit of a mistake there. Okay. They should have been there, but okay, that's fine, we'll deal with that. Just means it's going to be another 2 days before we do arrive, because we'll be here and then we'll land. So we're going to be landing a little bit later than I would have hoped for. Not great. Not great, but at least it gives us the opportunity to actually get a bombardment or two in there. That's a misclick there. Goddamn. But mistakes happen. Yeah, we're still not seeing activity. I think his carriers have likely left the area. Well, we do have some detection out there. We know he has assets at Midway. 7 out of 7 is a high level of detection. 4 out of 4 there. Yeah, detection of the subs. We do have a good means of dealing with the subs here. It's just it's difficult to obviously sink them without really getting a lot of firepower on target. Right. Fuel has arrived over here at Noatok 2. So we do have 20,000 units of fuel that will be unloaded over here at Noatok. Oh, are they still unloaded? Why is that taking them so goddamn long to unload? That's really quite irritating. I was hoping that we could have had their division ready to move out. Not even yesterday, the day before, but... okay, it'll take as long as it takes. But we are seeing detection on submarines in this area. Now, let's see. He knows that Kidabata is going to be in the area. But we're undetected, which is good. Yeah, for the most part, they should be. And if they're not building, then it's probably because there's not enough supply or not enough engineers. These guys aren't over here because it's not worthwhile building up, and then they already do have level 4 fortifications. I mean, what do we have here? We have 8 engineers. It'd take them a long time to do anything. Over here, yep, building. 13 engineers. They're building. There's nobody here to build. They're building. We have 13 engineers here. I could have them begin building on the fortifications. I haven't done so in the past due to the supply level, but it's not too bad, so I can have them begin just to expand that, really. It's a size 3 port. It's just... I mean, size 3 is pretty good in this area. It's just obviously the fact that we don't have that much naval support. Well, there's no naval support in Noatok, which is making it slow. We do have the AOs over here. So we know there's a bunch of subs out here. So we need to be careful here, because we know there's a bunch of subs out here, so we need to have them change their path in there. But that's not too bad. We do have our cruisers heading down that area with the DDs there, so we'll have them in position shortly. So CA, they're still seeing all these assets out here, which is interesting. Rome, yeah. Yeah, they're too big to... they are docked. It's just I don't know, they're just taking quite a while. Probably because these guys have arrived as well, likely. They landed during the turn. We do have our DMSs over here, so at least they can refuel and then move on, really. I may have them take fuel from the ships instead, so that they don't take any points from the port, but we'll see. So we're seeing 5 units still then. Seeing aircraft over here. Okay. Oh. Nothing's really changed. So we do see these guys over here, then they're trying to get out of the area. I do have DDs over here, so I'll go ahead and hunt them down. I'll have to have these guys behave carefully. I might have them just go into port in the general vicinity, really. Yeah, he's definitely overstacked it, which makes things hard. But I can't imagine he's going to be able to last for long. He's doing this to really make it painful for us, which it is going to be painful, don't get me wrong. Hopefully it's not going to be as bad as we fear, but it's something that has to be done. We're essentially in a situation where he has to do something. Yeah, this is why I wish I had mods on all the time. Just ignore that guy. These guys, again, ready to move. So they'll begin moving. A good number of them will begin moving out tomorrow. Take a little while. A couple of days and we'll have all the forces of Bandawang, and they'll be able to take Bandawang and secure our victory over here, which is going to be quite nice. I mean, there's 13 units over here, some 2,000 men, so that's going to be quite nice to take them into our protective custody, of course. Okay. I'm glad that we do have Christmas Island IO. I have to get that sorted. They actually have resources, didn't realise they produce resources, but yeah, it's quite a bit of resources there, actually, so that's quite nice. Yeah, I mean, that's 21k, be 22k soon enough, so we can have that brought back to the Empire in time. I do have some ships that are moving down this way. These guys need an escort. That's strange, they should have had an escort. Christmas Island IO, yeah, 10 resources, quite nice. Indeed it is a bot there, my friend. Good to have you there, Schnackbar. Okay. So I am having ships sent out this way to go ahead and pick up those regiments so we can have them put to use. That's moving there. We cleared Port Blair and mines, which is good. Right, so he's got 2 units over here still. He's got these units here. I do have units moving across here. That RF gun battalion is moving there. And I do have the 7th RTA. So they're going to arrive here tomorrow, which is a good thing. Because that is going to slam the door shut there. And that means that we'll have it pretty much, yeah, we should have them more or less contained. Unless they have some stupidity about being able to go and trace supply this way. Let's hope not. But we should be able to get them. I mean, oops, no. It is going to be in clear terrain. So he's going to fight more effectively, but so will we. But if he attacks us, we do have the RF gun battalions, and I'll get some more AV out there. But yeah, it does make it a lot better to bomb him too. Makes it far more effective. It's only reporting there 26 AVs. AFVs. He lost quite a lot in that attack. But the good news is now, once we finish off these units over here, we are able to then move out. So that's good news. I do have a 14th Tank Regiment heading that way. I can have them actually head south now to go ahead and deal with these 2 units. These 2 arses are just so annoying. There's units that should just surrender, and they just do not, and it's rather irritating. So let's take a look at this then. These guys arrived as well. So there's plenty of AV here then. We do have a 2nd RF Gun Battalion. What I can do then is actually have them begin to cross over here too. And eventually we'll have a good concentration of anti-tank guns there. So I'll turn those Stuarts into Swiss cheese. Hopefully. We do have a 4th Tank Regiment which is landed over here. It's still been unloaded. Now the question is, do I have it move strategically? I'm going to say yes, because I could have it potentially move up this way. I mean, we've still got the secondary roads to deal with. I could have it railed up this way, but at least it could move down here. But it's probably just easier to go here than cross the road. Well, cross the river. Yeah, pain in the arse, commanders. So we'll have them loaded up. Had them sent out to Magway. Let's see. We do have AA here as well now, so that's good. AA is very useful to have. I do have the AA regiment there with the 75mm guns, so I'm going to have them begin to move out there towards Magway. I do have more. I'm going to have to obviously take a look and just make sure. I want more. I want most places to have some AA. I might go ahead and just leave behind this smaller unit over here at Rangoon. Rangoon's not as likely to come into attack, nor is it as important, but it'd be nice to have at least some AA. But we are going to have the majority moved over here to Magway. I might even have all of those 75mm guns moved to Magway, to be honest. Probably will do, actually, considering that Rangoon's not... it's still in the fire line to a degree, but is it as worthwhile a target? I mean, there's refineries there, which, okay, cool. But I mean, obviously there's all the soil over here. So I probably do want to go ahead and get all the AA guns moving out towards Magway. I'll make a decision on that. Might be worthwhile just to have some there. We are expanding the airfield here too. 3rd Air Division has arrived here. We have reinforced this area too. So we do actually have some Oscars here now. So we have 22 Oscars. Will soon be, well, 22 Oscars here at this moment in time. I think we have some Tojos back in the pool, so we can get the other 2 Tojos back into this here too, and have them flying, which is good. Yeah, definitely. Plenty of assets here to work with, quite happy. All the second there as well, which is nice. Just need to go ahead and deal with those units. Okay. So we see 6 units over here have moved across. These men appear to be still moving, so that's a good sign. It's kind of crazy he's done that. Our own units have actually made it across here too, which is good. I'll just have them in rest and training. So the good thing is we do occupy the swamp over here too, which means that he has to then march into that hex, and he's going to have to then kick them out of that hex, and that's combat that he doesn't really want. I don't know why you'd go into swamps without any roads, because that's going to take a very, very long time to move out of there. He might be doing it, and he's probably doing it just to try and prevent us from being able to destroy him, but I don't know why. I don't think that is the answer, because he could have gone and headed back here, and he could have done a lot with those men there. I'm just looking forward to having the actual airfield over here. We do have engineers to build it up. I mean, we are at 1263 AV. Obviously, we did take quite a lot of losses over here, but they can be recovered. We do have the artillery here as well, which is quite nice, actually bombarding him. Yeah, I mean, we've got some divisions over here. They're not in the best shape, but they're still not pushovers. They're building fortifications, which is good. We do have road construction. We've got these engineers here too, so we've got the independent engineer units. And they do have their vehicles, and they do have plenty of engineers there. How many do we have in total? Yeah, 312 engineers in total here, and 9 engineering vehicles. So they can begin to build things up pretty damn quick. So we'll be able to get that to 2nd level airfield very quickly. Well, very quickly, I should say. It hasn't attacked here as of yet. 1 unit there, 1 unit there, apparently. Okay. He had 34 here, I think it was. Ah, we do see the unit has moved over here. Not too surprising. I can have them in combat mode. I don't need to attack because we still hold the base. I don't imagine we'd lose that. Right, so I need to garrison this, which is going to make it a little bit awkward. It does mean we don't have to send a unit all the way across here. So I can have a unit head south then to go ahead and garrison this. But what I'll have to do then for the time being is have that division split up. Though saying that, do I leave the tanks there? I probably do want to take the tanks. Yeah, they could do with having replacements. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, well, tanks are just great in general. Obviously, the fact that they can move is always a good thing. I'll leave this behind then. They can go ahead and rest. In fact, what I'll do here then, because I do need to get them moving, is... It's going to take us a while to get back, in all honesty, but it'll be worthwhile. Have them head out towards Langchow. Langchow. Langchops. Well, actually just march. So you can remain here then, and recover. Headquarters can obviously move out. Excellent news then. So we take Sining there. We have all of it intact there. Wow, yeah. So 140 resources. That is a lot of resources. 20 light industry. That is excellent. Very nice there. It looks like there's only 20 supply in the base, apparently. Plus whatever we brought with us. So I just don't think he had supply there. And this would be one of those bases that produces extra supply too, so that's going to hurt him even more. Excellent news there. Real nice game. Yeah. Oh, if I got it the wrong way around. Or is it in the brackets? I forget which way it goes round. Wait, have we got it all intact? Have we got... No, we got it all intact. Yeah, we got it all intact. Yeah. what's in the brackets is damaged. I always forget which way it goes round. So that's nice. That's really good there. That's a lot of supply generation. That's nice to have the light industry there too. Very good for us. Very, very good. We do have our forces closing in on Wasu. That's not a bad idea, therefore. Let's take a look. It is a size 3 airfield, after all. 13 from Chongqing, 9 from Qiankou, 9 from Chengdu. It'd be a really nice airfield. I mean, then again, actually, no, Langchao is a size 3 airfield, and we actually do have aviation support there, so... That's, okay. But I will have them placed into combat mode, then. That's a good point. They've got the 1 engineer there, and they've got 12 IJ engineers. So, yeah, we'll let them go ahead and repair that, then. That's fair enough. Wait on the headquarters to arrive over here before we do push on towards Yunnan. He does have the units over here. But the good news is, well, we control that hex, and that hex is mountainous terrain. So, honestly, it makes no difference to me. Makes no difference to me. It's not like I use our rail line anyway. Our unit has arrived over here. No, I'm pretty damn sure they can still operate as engineers. It's just IJ engineers obviously, well, army engineers obviously better at attacking, but I'm pretty damn sure they still operate as engineers too. Pretty damn sure. Okay, they're heading south. They're heading that way too. Okay. Yeah, really good turn for us. They're still there. We know there's a corps or two over here. They're marching here, okay. And marching towards Wankao. So, we know that we can cancel the bombardment of the airfield here then. Which is good. I'm going to likely have them moved out. These guys I'll have redeployed elsewhere. I'll probably have them... Well, actually no, I could have them bomb Chixian actually, couldn't I? That's a fair point. Yeah, we can do that. How you doing there, layman? Good to have you, my friend. Well, we should have been landed on Wake tomorrow. I know you're talking about Midway, but I'm talking about Wake. But they didn't end up when I wanted them to be, because of a mistake. So we'll have that battle in a couple of days. As for a battle of Midway, I'm not too sure. I don't know where his carriers are. They could very well be at... they could be at Midway. Could be at Pearl. They could be in that area. They could be heading towards Australia, or even towards Japan. But I think if they were heading towards Japan, we'd have picked them up. Not too sure. March 27th. Indeed. I get it does look like May, though, in fairness. It is a bit hard to read. Okay. I don't think they have AA. Well, it's AA of any meaningfulness. I think that's clear terrain there, so I'll start bombing that. I'll try initially 11k just in case they do have AA. And then I'll bring that altitude down. I don't think it will do. We do have the 18 over here. I'm going to have them actually go ahead and just bomb the airfield at Chixian. Start to hit away to supply there. Also, are the ships near the Great Barrier Reef closer now or in the same spot? I think they're in the same spot, to be honest. Yeah, I think they're in the same spot. Supplies arrived over here, which is excellent news. We can have that unload, which will keep us building on Rakata Bay, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I mean, Rakata Bay is being built up at the same time. So once I get to level 2 airfield, we can start flying torpedoes out from there. And then even in that position, he's within range of torpedoes. And Rakata Bay is really nasty to get to. he has to go all the way around and then in here for this one direction. I'll make use of Talagi then. I could do again some supply down to Talagi. We'll be able to get that moving. We do have some additional supply here. I may even have that move to Talagi, perhaps. I'm not super sure. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. As we can get something else moving there. We don't need it right now. Something to bear in mind. Those guys are over there to pick up some resources from Nauru Island. What intel do we have on the ships near Wake? Well, we had a look at them earlier on, and it does suggest that there's 2 ships over here. One of them apparently being a CL. Extreme Ove Cato in that area, so it's not good. And we have apparently 1 ship over there too. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. So we're at 18,100 victory points now. I mean, we did gain quite a bit from the forces being destroyed today, which is quite nice, actually. Take a look. It's reporting 2 Lilies to Ops. It's reporting 2 Catalinas there to Ops. The PBY5 Catalina, which is interesting. Adonia 24. Now, they should have been destroyed on the ground, technically, but they're not counted as that for some reason. D3A1 Val, C5M2 Babs, and the Oscar there. That one was lost to Flak, and I'd have to figure out where that came from. But yeah, 4 to 5 today, but him losing some PBYs is pretty good. Looking good. Ship sunk today then. So it's reporting the W4, of course, which we know went down. Shame about the W4, they are nice ships to have. And the crew did a really good job. Really good job. But she did, well, she served her intended purpose. We do have more DMSs, which we'll have to use, but she did well. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that DMSs were the same as the PB over here. It's like, okay. Yeah, she got hit by a torpedo there. Unfortunate, unfortunate. Not 5. It said 1 was destroyed on the ground, and then it says in the report 2. But that report isn't exactly tremendously accurate. So I wouldn't really give it much water. I wouldn't put much faith in it. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, we do have expansion going on over here. Do I have that music set to repeat? I don't think I actually do. Give me a momento. Don't think I do. Is it that song? How odd. How odd. I think VP goes by the amount of engines they have. But yeah, the PBYs are really nice to take out just in general. We've actually seen an enemy submarine over here, which is impressive. And one down here too. He's brave to be operating in these waters still, but he's definitely looking to try and pick up any sort of target. Okay. Oh, the patrol boats, okay. Yeah, but it's like, is it worth that much? Okay. I'd argue a DMS is worth more. We do have Jays to the north, not here because we don't really need them here. Oh, the Makassar Strait, sorry. Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got Jake's over here. Oscar's there. Jake's there. P5's over there. Jake's here. We do have some D3A1s there, but they're likely training. Yeah. So we have Jake's over at Samarinda. Yep, Samarinda. Tarakan. Talod over here. And then, of course, we do have Jake's over in the north. So we're doing a pretty good job of keeping these guys busy. I don't know why it's still patrolling here, to be honest. Looking forward to pulling out all of that. Now, we are moving the APs out over here. So these guys are carrying some fuel, but they're now moving out. They couldn't carry much more. I'd hope that they could have, but they can't. They can't carry very much. So that takes up all their capacity there. But they're heading over here to the Philippines, so they can offload that fuel, and then I'll have them pick up troops and have them transport them elsewhere. We do have tankers heading over here to Marie, so they're going to carry quite a lot of fuel back home for us, which could be excellent news. Okay. Unload and supply over here. That's going to help the division keep going for longer. We're not seeing that unit moving anymore now, so that's good. Looks like that's been moved in there. So we'll keep up the bombardment. You're heading to Blair, okay. I do want to stop off at Marie to refuel. Next couple days. I want to have the reinforcements arrive as well. The thing is, we can attack at Kianko, but I'm still gaining at Kianko. Still inflicting damage on him. Which is good. I mean, I'd like to look at win this battle, but what I'm going to do is wait for these guys to be about halfway and then I'll attack deliberately. I think we had the additional tank regiment arrive here today as well, actually, which is nice. Oh no, is it the 11th I was thinking of? There's still some distance out. No new arrival here today, man. I thought they were closer than they actually were. That's fine. That should be on replacement. Yep, so we're going to continue to bombard here. All the time gives them a little bit... it just gives them a chance to actually replace their losses. As much as they can. Oh yeah. I want to be able to attack. And I can, obviously, now. And I'm fairly sure we could win that. But I do want to have in place the ability to have bombers aid us. And while he's here, that's fine. I can keep on bombarding him. I really want to have enough force to be able to push out, take Chengdu, really be able to push out and him not be able to stop us. There's a lot of units over here. I'm not too sure the AV is. I'd imagine it's a decent amount of AV there. So, yeah. We have things under our control. I want to have things be able to push up from the south as well there. But not long before we push here. Then we'll have our own established base, which is very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So, we did take this over here, and this is so, so very important. Now, it's going to take them about 3 more days to arrive at Changsha. But the good news is, once they do arrive at Changsha, we can have then 2 divisions head here, and then we can cross over here with about two or so divisions. Yes, we're already doing so. We have our divisions over here. Some of the artillery is catching up to them, but the 5th Division and the Imperial Guard Division are moving as well. So we'll be marching through Paoshan. We do have these divisions over here, heading out to their intended target, which is Kuei-Lin. So, what are we on? Major Road there. They'll probably arrive there tomorrow. Ideally, they arrive there at Kuei-Lin tomorrow, and then give it another day after that. We can attack. And then ideally, we can take Kuei-Lin, and then I could even have well, I'm not going to go on this road. I'm going to have them then march this way to take that. But that'd be good there. It's another city taken out then. Even less supply for him. I do need to take out these 2 cities here. Wenkao will be ours soon enough. And then it's just Chuxian in the south. This dot base over here. Yeah, I mean, the Burma road's been cut for quite some time now, really, hasn't it? I mean, we moved very quickly into Burma. We've had a very successful campaign in Burma. Very, very successful campaign. It's a strange one when it comes to, like, the land aspect of this campaign. Dadman's not bad. He knows exactly what he's doing. I just think he chooses not to do things, which is odd. We've got to avoid getting any sense of victory disease, because at any point he could definitely change gear and surprise us. He knows how to play. He's definitely tried to pull some tricks in the past. So we do have to be careful of that. Gotta be very, very mindful. Can't ever get too confident. Keeping an eye on Calcutta there. At least I can see how many ships are in port, which is a good thing there. I'm looking forward to being able to shut that down. He's been building a Madras, and that's a large, large airfield there. He's got a lot built up over there. But we should be able to manage that. I think I will have these fellows. Obviously, they're going to have to attack again tomorrow and destroy these guys. But I think we will have them probably push up into Bangladesh, into the Raj, as much as we can manage. We'll see. Likely so, there, BGG. Likely so. He's not daft. He's been around the block many a times. He did try to pose us in Java. And that was actually pretty well planned for him. It's just unfortunate because we just brought more troops in the day after, and the day after. And then it got bad for him. Looking very good. Okay. Obviously, I'm not happy about these guys being alone where they are. They're not defenseless, but I wouldn't obviously want them to be like as they are here. It does give us the ability to actually go ahead and bombard. I mean, we're undetected over here, which is pretty good. No, this is a campaign against Admiral Dadman. He's a moderator on the forum. That is a different and completely separate campaign. Rainbow Slash is continuing the campaign against the historical games, so do go ahead and check him out there if you'd like to see that game continue. But this one's a different one. Okay, so they're heading towards the Noatok. I may have them head elsewhere, really, because we know there's submarines in the area. Maybe I have them head for Ponape, maybe, and then around. And I do have the Jakes over here, so we're likely safe here, which is good. What do we see on the map? So where are these task forces? These ones. Those subs. Yeah, these are all subs in this area, besides these two over here, which are gunboats, MTBs. Not seeing anything else right now. Okay. Heavier Brisbane. Queenstown, Cebu, Townsville, Prince Rupert, San Diego. Let's see. 8 hexes. They're within the... I think we're flying 7 hexes. Pretty sure we're doing 7 for the B5s. Yeah, 7 hexes. I don't think we had... We just had some construction builds. Fortifications. He's obviously busy himself. Indeed. There we go, the Thames Maru is available for service in a damaged state at Singapore. Obviously she does need to be repaired. Chitose is available for service in a damaged state at Yokohama. Kuma and Kitakami. Kitakami's been through some shit. Absolute shit so far. I'd laugh. I would laugh though if she ends up being the ship that takes out a carrier with her torpedoes. That would be quite hilarious. Okay. Transferring assets of the 2nd Air Division there to Jakarta Bay. Yeah. So it did report hitting the waters there. Yeah, indeed, the dream. Yeah, water skill. Oh dear. The ACM Kaito Maru at Nago is available. That's good. Okay. See how we're doing here on the R&D. $4 to 3% there. Obviously bringing forward the A6M8. Should have that available end of the year, early next year. Early next year obviously being the most likely, if not certainty. Oh, it's making good progress. Now, we do have a Nick production spooled up and ready to go. We just need to have a Nick, but it's not too far away. 2 months we'll have her, and then we'll be able to produce quite a lot of them, and that's going to be really nice to have. She's going to be absolutely excellent. Katie Freeze. Still the 1.6. We're not getting much luck there on the 83. I would have preferred to have added another 6 by now. Yeah, I do like the Nicks. There we go, making progress. So, let's see. I'm quite happy with our gains here in China. Very happy about that. How you doing there, Titus? Good to have you, my friend. Yes, the 140 resources there. So I think each resource center produces 20 resources. So that's quite a lot of supply. So that's quite a lot of resources there. We do also have the 20 supply from a light industry each turn. So that's really quite nice. I mean, that's good. That's very good. That's going to keep on producing supply for us for a long time now. Quite happy about that. I mean, every day we hold that is another gift for us, which is excellent news. Really good. I mean, if we just produce the 20 supply, and we don't gain the additional 20 from it being that base, well, from that city, I mean, we're still looking at, well, let's see. If we hold it a year, then that's 7,300 supply, which is nice. And we're going to be ideally holding this for a long haul, so that's going to be quite nice for us to have that's more supply being generated in China. And the good news is once we do win the war in China, pretty much all these assets over here that can't move on, assets that have to remain in position, we can have them in rest and training mode, so that's going to decrease the amount of supply that they actually eat up, which is great. I mean, that means that we'll not have any replacements being sent out to China, or just because the combat will pretty much stop. Those units that are in China will be able to be recovered, and it means that resources that would have been headed to China can instead head elsewhere then, which I'm very happy about. Alright, they're going to be in the base tomorrow. AA there. It's not really going to do as much good, but hey, it's there anyway. They're still moving north towards Xi'an. So we're at 48% there. It's getting built up. It's getting there. We'll have another 24 engineers arrive, I think, soon enough. Yeah, another 24 or so. Yeah, that's true, therefore. That is true. That should be quite nice. It does mean that we can definitely fortify this area quite nicely. I mean, what we'll obviously do then is look at how we hold China for the entirety of the game, and obviously make use of China. She'll be able to help protect us in the south, but obviously Japan itself is going to have to be a fortress, which we are working on. We do have supply being sent to these islands. We're going to have more construction moved to these islands. We're also going to have torpedo capability moved to these islands as well. Get these areas built up and ready to go. I'd like to establish an airfield on each of these islands if I can. Probably take a lot of work, but it'd be well and truly worthwhile. I still want to move into this area. We would have moved into that area already, actually, had we known where his carriers were. Obviously, we did have this, and then we had the debacle of Japan. But hey, it is what it is. I may go ahead and actually have some surface assets placed with the Kitabatai. I mean, this is it. Her just having a couple DDs is not enough in my opinion. I would prefer to have a little bit more. So I might go ahead and actually have some beef put in with her there. This question might be too vague. What's the difference between Warplan Orange and WITP? Yes, they are the same developers. WITP is really the continuation of Warplan Orange, essentially. The engine is much better. It's an old game. I'm using a mod over here that does make the game look better. But yeah, Warplan Orange is great, but obviously War in the Pacific Admirals Edition is the superior version there. Wake Island. Do you expect a quick resolution? Will you have to tether the KB to that area for a while? Good question. Good question regarding the use of KB. But the thing is, with Guard and KB, I don't really need her elsewhere. Yes, it's definitely the successor. It's definitely the superior game. I'd love to see Warplan Orange remade in the WITP engine, but unfortunately we'll probably never see that unless somebody does do it off their own back. But yeah, WITP definitely does have the better of the two. But Warplan Orange is really quite interesting. I do like that. It's a fun game. Just a shame it's not in this engine. Yeah, regarding the Kitabatai, I don't believe we need her elsewhere. I mean, the thing is, after we're done with Wake, we'll probably have her, maybe split off Karga, this lower carrier, and have her serve with CVLs and potentially have them run the operations around the Aleutian Islands. It does really depend upon where the enemy carriers are. But more than likely, I will probably have the Kitabatai then transit to the Bay of Bengal ultimately, which I know I've talked about many times being daft, but in this timeline we actually probably could do that. And the reason being that at that point, there's not too much for us to really push on. She may be used down here, but what I'd like to do in this area is use the actual land-based airfield to really keep them out of the way. I could probably have KB in that area just to really cover her, assets moving. My nose is super itchy right now for some reason, which is why I'm like pausing to itch my nose. Yeah, we do have CVRs. We'll get more. And CVs too. And CVs. And losing the MKB wasn't great, but it's not really impeded us that much. We have made a lot of progress. We're still doing very good. We'll be able to push in here anyway. It would have been nice to have been able to have them and been able to potentially consider a push on Ceylon. But maybe it's for the best. Obviously, it's not for the best to lose anything, but maybe it's for the best because then at least it keeps us... It forces us to be more conservative. Forces us to be more aware of our deficiencies in the area. But in fairness, it's not as if he has really the strength to push against us in this area. And we're going to get strong in the air. I mean, as will he. The difficulty is the hurricanes. They're a nightmare to deal with, but once we have stable production of Tojos, I'm quite happy with that. A6 and 8s would be great, we'll get them to be able to push in here. But frankly, the greatest offensive weapon against air power is just a dude marching with a rifle to your airbase. Because that's the best way to defeat them. Just drive them out of the area, take the airbase, stop them from actually being able to be used at all in the area. Or hit them on the airfield, that'd be nice. Aye. Yeah, Warplan Orange remake would be nice. I do agree. It's a cool game. I really like the actual historical period that it's portraying there. The hypothetical is really cool. Okay, so they can attack. That does free up then the 2 regiments over here, 2 divisions then, and the RTA forces, as well as the Army HQ and the RF Gun Battalion, so they can all head out to where they're best going to be used. And we'll begin to push on here, I reckon. Likely so. I don't know, it depends. There's no road to Akyab as such, so it would take a fair while to march there. It could still be worthwhile doing so. Not super sure. It would take a little while to get in there. Obviously, I'd like to be able to move assets amphibiously. I could potentially get away with that, but then it's just inviting an engagement that I potentially don't even have to take on. I can just march to the end of here and just march across. Sure, take a little while, but it wouldn't take that long. The armoured units wouldn't be able to really follow up like that. It'd take them a long time, so I probably would want to move them amphibiously. But it's something we could potentially do. Aye. And that's the closest point is over here. So we can manage that. I mean, in fairness, I could march this point here and then begin marching there, which does shave off the marching time from here. Not a huge amount, but at least it saves some. And that's jungle, so infantry would be moving at like, what, 5 miles a day? 3 to 5 miles a day, something of that nature. Jungle. 4 miles a day, apparently. So it'll take them quite a while, but still, safest method to pull it off. But we'll see. I would prefer to land amphibiously. Probably land further up the coast as well. We'll see what we can do. Things are going to look different in another month or so, as they look different every month really in this game, which is quite fun. We are building this area up over here to be a major air centre. Well, cluster of air bases. If I can prevent him from coming in here, that'd be good. The difficult part is the fact that we have to engage with hurricanes, which is not fun. So I probably will have a march up over here and then march across. It's a long time in doing so, but it's probably worthwhile. And this is where having like Knippertai would be great, because then we could actually have her escort them over to like Ceylon or something of that nature and take out Ceylon. But he has a large airfield over here in Madras. I know he's not going to be in the strongest position right now in India. I'm hoping that we can really capitalize on that. Pretty much everything in Burma isn't going to get out of Burma. I was hoping these guys would have actually surrendered, but not yet. We'll get them. There's these fellows over here. Those guys over there. That's pretty much everything in Burma there. The last time we saw the flying tigers. Ooh, been a while. Been a while. It's a shame that we didn't destroy them on the airfield over here with the paratroopers, but that's why I'm still so hesitant over here, and it's interesting to see that there's 32 fighters here now. Yeah. I really do want to have air bases close. I mean, being able to base the fighters out here at SunYan would be great news. Because then that really... I mean, 5 hex is pretty good. That one could have been a potential contender, but yep, still that big core there. It's been a fair while since we saw the flying tigers, I believe. Okay. So we are looking pretty good. Not that much to talk about here now. Just fortifying Japan here at this moment in time. Resource storage is a very interesting one. It seems to really move around in Japan. We definitely have more resources actually coming into Japan. I mean, there's 79,000 tons there. They're running continuous supply there. They're unloading supply there. Sorry, resources there too. Could do again an escort in there. Any ships expected? We're not too far away from, I think, a carrier. Let's see. Right. So we do have the Akizuki tomorrow, which I'm quite happy about. She's a very nice TD. I-13 VP. How you doing there, mine? Good to have you, my man. So they'll be arriving soon enough. How's the CV later on there? I don't like it dunked. Well, I mean, that was quite a surprise there, but obviously we've learned from that. We do have a much greater detection network in place now. Obviously covering Japan, and we do have it pretty much active all the time as well now. So, I'd like to say that we won't be called out twice there. Just a shame. Had we had a day's warning, then it would have been completely different. But in the future, obviously what I'll do is just obviously have ships that would be based in Yokohama, just obviously based out this way. Little lessons that you learn, don't repeat then in future games. But looking pretty good. Not much to really talk about there anymore. We've gone through things, and we just need to get the turn done. So I say a big thank you for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have approved of the series return, and of course, if you have enjoyed this, please do go ahead and follow me here on Twitch. If you do have Amazon Prime, you can become a Twitch Prime subscriber. Doesn't cost you anything, but it does help to support me as a content creator, which is always appreciated. Sorry that you arrived here so late there, mind, but at least you can catch up on the replay. So I hope you guys had a great time. Look forward to seeing what comes next. Until next time, thank you for watching. I am SunYan, and I shall see you guys later. Arigato gozaimasu for watching, of course, and goodbye. See you next time. Adios.